what does that mean? That if they've got the ability to do something as big and broad as that, there is no stopping them?
Well, let's assume that at least some elements of the United States Security Administration and the military and many other American businesses, industries, and public service utilities and so on have a little better security than Sony turned out to have. Let's assume that for the moment. But who wants to have all of those people under attack? Who wants to have those kinds of attacks happening to everything that depends on computers in the United States?
One thing that Congress did before they left this week was they passed a measure that would allow the Obama administration to come up with what are so far voluntary guidelines for cybersecurity for major industries, whether it's the power industry or the infrastructure industry, whatever that happens to be. But
apparently, the hackers have written to Sony, will secure your data unless you make additional trouble.
Yeah, and this is a really troubling precedent, not only for Sony, but also for the White House. The White House has concluded, apparently, with 99% certainty, according to our reporting this morning, that North Korea is behind this particular attack. But they don't really know how to respond, and this is something approaching an act of war. How do we respond? There are no more sanctions that we can put on North Korea. We've already placed all the sanctions on them that we can possibly do. Military action. I mean, these are some of the debates that are going to happen within national security circles. But it certainly presents a big challenge to the White House moving forward.
Molly.
And we're just seeing now that there are officials saying that they do believe that this was an external breach, not an inside job. That strikes a lot of people as implausible, given the primitive nature of sort of North Korean infrastructure and the fact that its own citizens don't have access to the internet. But actually, North Korea has a history of very sophisticated cyber attacks, thought to be perhaps in collaboration with the Chinese, but they have a training program for young computer scientists who are given a lot of privileges in North Korean society and who again have repeatedly done this in the past, who have committed these sophisticated acts of cyber terrorism. So that is why even though there hasn't been an official designation of responsibility, a lot of U.S. officials have already said this attack does bear the signature of the attacks that North Korea has done in the past. So there is a lot, this is something that the intelligence community also has been warning about for a long time, that our cyber defenses are very porous, that those of American and other international companies are very porous, and that we're just not very well defended against this sort of thing.